Well, good evening and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Revitalize the Total Woman podcast show, a show that goes live every Tuesday and Wednesday around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your host, Lakeisha McKnight, and I welcome you all here to the show once again. And this podcast, remember, it is a media outlet for an organization entitled Women of Elevation Career Services International. And so the purpose, the mission of this organization and ultimately the podcast is to empower women with the ability, right? The tools to be able to create, relate, and elevate so you can truly walk in your God-given purpose and live your dream lifestyles. And so again, welcome to the show. Welcome to this podcast show, everybody. And so many of you know that, during this final quarter of every year, we focus on the core area of elevating. And we've been talking about elevating your mindset on last month during the month of September. And so this month, the focus is upon elevating your income. That's right. Our thoughts when it comes to money. And so this may actually end up going into the month of November. Who knows? But I do want to share with you tonight, as many of you probably see in the community group on Facebook, that we're going to focus on the difference between active and passive income. And we may continue this chat on next week on Tuesday, but for right now, I do want to dive into some basics. And so what I want to share with you, as some of you probably see in the preview image already, there is a difference. And I recommend that both be taken seriously and that you try to inquire or acquire for yourself both of these types of income. Now, when it comes to active income, everyone, this is income for which services have been performed. So this is something whereby you're actively doing something to bring in the income. Now, this can include wages from a job. It can include tips. It can include salaries. It can include commissions or income from businesses where there is some type of material participation. Okay, some level of material participation is involved with active income. And there's a lot of people who, they have a business and it's predominantly active income, where if you're not doing something, you're not bringing in any income whatsoever. But how about passive income? You see, passive income involves earnings, right, that a person receives it can be from rental property, it can be from limited partnerships or other enterprises where you're not actively involved at all. Okay, you're not actively involved. So it's from assets and investments. And so I want you to think about this for yourself. What type of income are you generating? Is it predominantly active income? Is it passive income? Or is it, a combination of both of them? But you want to really ask yourself what it is that you want to do, because when it comes to passive income, passive income doesn't include earnings from an active business, like active business participation. All right. Active income means you're doing something in order to receive that income. Some kind of work, some type of effort. You're not hands off. You have to really exert some kind of energy and time towards earning that income. Whereby when it comes to passive income, it means you are earning regular income with little to no effort required to keep it coming. You are, for the most part, you're hands off. Okay, you are hands off. And so I want to talk more about this. I think I'm going to talk more about this on next week. So I encourage you all, like for those of you who are tuning in by way of podcast platforms out there, and maybe you're in the community group on Facebook, heads up, you might see a friend request for those of you on Facebook. Simply accept the request if you desire to connect and build a relationship. Now, if you're not actively involved, you don't want to really build a relationship, and maybe you're in the group. I have to be honest with you. If you don't want to connect and be involved, you are free to exit the group. You are free to exit the group. We don't want to, keep you in a group whereby you're not active. We want active participants. We want those of you who truly want to build. You want to be empowered as a woman. You want to really, truly thrive. as we're transitioning into 2021, we want to put you in profit mode. So for those of you who want to be in profit mode, definitely remain in the group. For those of you who've just been sitting around and you really don't have any desire to be in profit mode, you are free to exit the group. Okay. And so I appreciate those of you who are on the podcast platforms as well. For those of you who are there, maybe you want to join the group to receive more tips and strategies. I encourage you to visit www.woecommunity.com. Again, that's woecommunity.com. And so we're going to be back here. That's right. Next week, Tuesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another session with the Revitalize the Total Woman podcast. So definitely stop on by, okay? Tune in. Heads up, there's changes coming around. Remember, the structure of the organization is changing in 2021. Also, the name of the podcast will be changing to Women of Elevation Empowerment Podcast. So definitely stay tuned, ladies. The best is yet to come. You all be blessed and have a great rest of your week. Take care, everyone.